We are doing losers round 3. This is wEaseL versus Lenity. Winner goes on to next weekend, and loser is out to join the losers in the press box. We have
nice.
Following this game tonight, we will have Arctic versus Touchy. The winner of that game moves into the very finals next week. And the loser of that game will play the winner of this game to re-earn themselves a spot in the finals. As with last match, I am playing, so I'm going to turn the stream over to these gentlemen here and bid you adieu. I'll talk to you guys after the battle.
Bye.
Later, we.
Good luck.
Good luck to them. So while we're waiting, we best mention the upcoming 5v5 tournament. Have we any thoughts and dates at all, Joe? Any kind of...
So here it is, guys. As requested, we will be doing a 5v5 tournament, or hoping to, depending on availability of the majority of the tank gaming community. We're aiming for September, second week of September start date, going into the first weekend of October. With this being so many guys, we might have to consider weekday evening matches. So the scheduling will be more in depth with the captains on availability and trying to get everyone situated for the volume of players needed for this.
Yes, very much so.
Have we given any thought to how we're going to run the kind of format?
Well, that is still in discussion.
We could do the 3-10s.
The majority of the players to make this right and to get all 40 people to sign up and, have fun at it. I believe we're going to have to go with tier 8 and 7. And
that does sound reasonable, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not reasonable.
We do have a lot of members that either do not have tier 9s or do not have tier 10s. So dropping it down to 8s, premium tanks will be available. And we will probably do, 3 8s, 2 7s, 4 8s, and a 6 along that lines. We're not sure yet. Or just straight up 3 8s, 2 7s, or vice versa. You know how it goes. But we're just introducing this to the public who's ever watching the stream right now. If you have any more questions about it, please contact Smokey Joe, DJ, Trinidad, or wEaseL for more information on dates and what we're planning on doing. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoy this show.
Sweet, thanks, Joe.
Yes. Mine's Team Destruction.
Will be very interesting seeing the pick up on the numbers of that. I mean, if you do manage to get 8 teams, that's great, but you do have a lot of options if we struggle a little bit to get a full 40. I suppose it wouldn't be hard to play it with 6. I mean, you could even, to be honest, consider a league. Those options are available to you.
Or even if we get, if we get 32 guys, we fall 8 short, just do 4v4.
4v4 is a pretty solid option as well. Yep. The upside of 4v4, you get the buddy system works quite well at 4v4, 2 tanks on 2 tanks, as you set up.
Yeah, a little more dynamic. Yeah, we start getting a little more dynamic gameplay.
All right, well, let's see if these guys are ready.
We're right on time. 5:50. That's what I said. Kickoff.
It might just be my phone, but I'm not seeing the stream. Are you guys seeing it?
5-minute delay.
It's about a 5-minute delay, so it won't be catching up yet.
Of course, I forget that. Yeah, it's just kicked into mine. So, while we're waiting, predictions. predictions on tanks? DG, what do you think they're going to run?
Well, I take with Deadly's, he's got the lack of tank selection, but he's probably going to take an E100 of those sort. I think he had a 9 last night. I don't know which one he used. He had the Tortoise, right? Yes, he has a Tortoise. Mm-hmm. He might bring that into play and stay back. But I think Bolton will take a Chieftain.
I think also a possibly interesting dynamic there. I mean, just as you say that and you mentioned the potential for the Tortoise, etc., those guys have just watched the previous stream, and if wEaseL's playing exactly the same tanks, for the first time, maybe Lenny may be changing his tactics to suit that.
Right, he might. I know with him, he's got the selection, but he might have to tweak it for his, tank selection.
Mm-hmm.
wEaseL and Fubar's got a limited selection, but he still has a couple more tanks, I think. Jack obviously has a decent comp selection.
Very much so.
I went on Lenity and Bolting and Heavies, Deadly in the TD, and then you're going to see Foobs in the E4, Jack in the E5, and I imagine wEaseL's going to stick with his bat chat and take that hill.
Yeah, I think wEaseL's going to pretty much do exactly the same again. Control the ball, both sides, move about, light them up. But I do wonder what Lenity's thinking about from an aggression perspective. That interests me because so far in tournaments, the ones I've watched and when I played him, he was more pensive than I thought he would be. I was expecting him to be more aggressive. And if he does, I wonder if it'll throw the other team off.
I've seen him step up into his confidence a little bit last night, so he might be able to, this would be the time to do it.
Mm-hmm. But as you were mentioning, that E100 in the bowl, it's a hard thing to kill, but it's also now impossible to get it over without taking copious volumes of damage.
Correct, yeah. It's going to be hard to get up to that spot. Might see a town push then, maybe.
Yeah, I wonder.
And Lenity also likes to take the water sometimes too, so he might see a water. He might take an unorthodox push around the hill there, so he might just not flood right into the hill.
Well, you make a good point there, because if he does choose to go the inside of the train tracks, that would help the E100 because it comes up onto the flat ground. The gun can get down and shoot towards the bowl with some success, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
We're playing mines.
Oh, mines. My apologies.
Sorry, guys.
I thought both matches were exactly the same.
Yeah.
No.
We're talking.
Okay, scratch the last 3 minutes. Rewind.
Well, I think this is technically the third round of the league bracket.
Deleted. Edit.
All commentary was awful.
Well, you were answering the questions correctly, so I figured you knew what I was talking about. You have the water.
Ready. All right, let's do this.
Yeah, exactly, Joe. I didn't actually mention Prokhorovka. Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah.
The train tracks went threw me off. You were sounding good there the whole time until you said train tracks.
Yeah, I was looking at train tracks. I'm like, I don't remember train tracks on mine.
Haven't you seen the update on mines? You guys are so far behind.
Yeah.
It's an underground railroad from the...
Bolting's looks like he has an ammo loadout that went wrong. Anyone catch what tank he was in there? Chieftain? Yeah, Chieftain.
Yeah, he's in.
So Lenity taking the tier 9s.
They've got an error.
Here,
they
guys.
can't do that. They've got heavies. They've got a mistake.
Oh, yeah. We got to call him on that.
Yeah.
2 tank types.
Bring me a glass of wine.
That will invariably change his tactics up a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. A curveball. A boo-boo.
Hey, boo-boo.
But we do not see wEaseL in his bat chat, so he's taking the whiz. The wheeze is taking the whiz.
The wheeze is taking the whiz. I love it. Is the whiz faster than the bat chat? It's not, is it? No.
No, I don't believe so.
Excel, no, I was just thinking maybe if he's trying to get to the hill really quickly, there's maybe an option for his change.
We don't spectate the other guys, give them a chance to change anything. So they're not
They're not going to change.
picking. Okay.
All right, Lanny's ready. No, he's not ready.
Eeny, meeny, miny. Oh, not ready.
Eeny, meeny, miny, not ready to go. It could have
We
been
had
a
a lot of
tactical
issues with that
masterstroke,
the
of
other
course.
night. We did that the other night a bunch. It's like, you ready? Yeah, we're ready. It's like, first one I click, not ready. Oh, Lenity is requesting a moderator join his party, and he's requesting Smokey Joe. I'll be right back, guys.
Go ahead, bro. Apologies for the delay on the stream, guys. A little bit of confusion on tank selection. Somebody's made a little boo-boo on the rules. They'll be correcting it just shortly. Joe's off to fix it. Give a little shout out to Java Pete and TLP Wicked One. I see they're in the message section. Hiya, guys.
Howdy, fellas.
Howdy, howdy.
And Joe is back.
Yep.
All fixed, Joe?
Yep.
Were they asking if you could borrow one of your tanks, Joe?
Yeah, pretty much. It's like on loan type deal. No, he was just concerned if he had to switch one tank, or he could redo his lineup, considering he had to add a tank type.
I take it you let him redo it all.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Yeah. That's why he's spectated.
No,
He said
this
his
guy-
apologies.
Well, then you
Yeah,
should
but then he
you
gets,
should
like,
spectate the
Weasel
other
doesn't-
three.
Right. But if they're not going to
That way they can... He's already complaining about it, so...
Ooh,
Well,
attention.
that way they
Bill.
don't know
Something
exactly. They
complaining.
could switch if they wanted to. They didn't have to, but they could. This way it's a little easier.
This is an option. Keeps it fair.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, DJ, you going to give us a song while we're waiting? Heal the World by Michael Jackson, possibly?
That's Lenny's department. He's a Michael Jackson fan.
True, true,
Oh.
true.
Old man in the middle.
I don't have my machine here. I just play some beats. Like,
We're definitely going to
Harmonica
have to definitely going to have
I'm not
to
very
throw
good
the
at
weather
finger
report in at some
drumming,
point.
They're playing
Alright.
spoons.
Some
Lenny
smooth
says
jazz.
he's ready.
all right. Saved from having to sing a song. This is what we originally thought was going to happen. The tortoise and the...
There we go. Switch to the T57 heavy though. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting,
Let's see how that's
especially
going to work out.
yeah, especially in the initial contact of the charge.
Yeah, with
Very
a
much a-
sub 30-second reload, it should be able to get there around the top of the hill by the time it reloads.
Yeah, I'm not massively I don't think that's a great idea due to the armour on the E5 and the E4, especially E4. In front on, he has little chance of penning either.
Right, even with premiums, yeah.
All right, we have
7 has.
a discrepancy here, guys. We're just going to have a few more moments.
What's the discrepancy?
Joe, are you here from the past?
Pardon?
What's
watching the stream.
What's the rate?
I can look up some elevator music.
All right.
Yeah, find out some
take care
elevator
of-
music and I'll overlay Heal the World. Hit me up.
I can do 2 minutes of crunching my Crustables wrapper.
That's also an
Probably
option.
work out pretty good.
All right, guys. It looks like everyone's okay with the ruling. Usually when a mistake happens like this, guys, you're only allowed to change one tank to the appropriate to make it work. But we allowed a complete redo over for both teams. wEaseL stuck with his 3 tanks. Lenny chose 2 different tanks to make up the difference. All right, guys. Match about to start.
Well, good
There
luck
we
to
go.
both teams. Here we go.
Does anyone know what round number this is? Besides, like
7.
7? 7 match 7? This is the loser's bracket, right?
Yeah.
Each one of these teams has lost once. Arctic and Touchy are the only teams that haven't lost, correct?
Correct.
Jeez. Should be a good match tonight.
This should be good. Okay, again, for the streamers, you'll be seeing the match from wEaseL's point of view, due to the fact that he's competing. So we'll put out the rest to fill you in on the rest of the action, where people are.
Okay.
And cruising along behind Lenny's team right now as they're making their way. It looks like Lenny may be going to the town where he's got his tanks pointed.
Yep,
Oh yeah, it takes a long way around.
taking that long.
And obviously on the
looks like
stream you
they're-
can all see what wEaseL's doing. This is going to be interesting. Bolton in the lead.
We're gonna see here if Lenny gets caught at the crossfire.
Yep, he may. He's safe for now. They're not
Oh,
gonna-
there he
not gonna
did.
catch him. They're not
Oh,
gonna see him.
no,
Unless
we're
a blind
protected.
fire. So, it is the town push from Lenny's team by the looks of it. Bolton Sons in the lead of that charge is just about around the corner of the town as we speak.
Now, do you think it's wise him giving up the complete high ground?
Generally,
I
I would
don't
always say
think
no, but that's just me. Usually I say always take the high ground, but we've seen the town push work many a time. However, what he needs to concern himself with is whether they get behind him. Yep, so wEaseL and Bolton have seen each other. I would definitely say that now gives potentially tactical advantage to wEaseL's team because they now know where they all are. Oh, is Hunter Jack going to jump down? Is he going to jump down?
That might go down.
No, I can't see it.
You might get a shot on Deadly at the back there. You just about see him. Okay, so for the stream, all of Lenny's team is tucked into that little nook on the side next to where
Yeah, now we have
Corner of the
Bolton
town.
turned around to meet Hunter
Yeah,
Jack when he
Bolton,
does go down. I've learned a couple hard times though, you can't go down that cliff right there. You will destroy your tank in an instant.
yeah, I would have been surprised if Jack had done it, but it looked for a second like he was going to go. Bolton's carrying on that run a fair distance though. I think they're just double checking the back.
wEaseL in a predicament
Yeah.
though, because that WZ-111 does not have gun depression.
Yes, very true.
He is going to have to reveal at least a quarter to a half tank to get gunned down enough to shoot anybody.
Which will probably be frustrating right now because he likes to spot, he likes to find out where the team is.
No, I would like to see a move where they just pushed around the outside of the edge to avoid the proximity spot.
Well, that
They
may
can
be
get
what they're
around
doing now,
that.
because
Yeah, there it is.
Tortoise spotted.
Yeah.
They got proximity spotted on Weasel, so he's going to stay proximity spotted as they push round. Yeah, some start to
And there
light
goes
each other
Lenity with his.
by proximity, and any second Bolton surely. As they bump into each other.
Love tap.
Now Lenity's team is all spotted.
Yep, they have all been detected. Fubar has never been seen, which is again scary for the opposing team.
Fubar's
You just
just
don't want
doing-
to walk. Yeah, we don't want to walk into an E4 shot, do you?
No, it's not.
Trinidad can fill us
That's-
in more what it's like to get shot with an E4. His team just
I
took
knew you were
3
gonna say that.
consecutive shots from one. It is not fun.
It's not fun.
No,
It ruins your day.
It's a negative.
But that is what's causing the hold up right now, because when he doesn't know where Fubar is, he's worried about going around that corner. Three minutes left. No shots fired yet at all. 4 minutes. Oh, one shot missed.
Whew.
Hunter
Hunter Jack just barely missed him.
You knew
Just
Jack
barely
would
missed him.
problem solved.
Keeping him honest.
Oh, he's
Well,
going to get
trying
shot
to-
there, surely. He's trying again.
A little bit of strength and paint. Weasel should know he can't go down
Weasel's
that
trying
hill.
to teeter.
He's
Why
hoping.
it's all dark. Why it's all black
See-
right there from all the dead tanks.
Yes, it is. It's the fall of doom. Fubar patiently sitting in the back, and that, to be honest, is what's causing the stalemate. And he has no idea where Fubar is, he just doesn't know whether to go left or right, and the other two guys can't get shots down. Almost 5 minutes gone with no bullets hitting each other. Only, what, 2 shots fired?
Yeah, 2 for Hunter Jack there.
Yeah, it's he's running Jack.
Hunter Jack's the guy who's most likely, in my opinion, to look for the shot.
He's got the best tank for it.
Yep.
That angle.
I admire Fubar's patience. I couldn't sit still for that long. I can't sit still for that long.
He has not moved.
Full stop.
Lenity is the purveyor of the let's sit here and wait for a while. See what happens tactic
Down to a minute and a half.
Fubar's moving.
in the pubs.
It's going to come down to either one shot or
Fubar's finally
potentially-
moving this.
Joe, I hope you're thinking what rule you're going to employ if no shots get traded.
Do over.
It's going to have to be, isn't it? Oh, here we go.
Oh,
It's moving.
Jack's
Fubar's
looking on
going.
the backside line.
Fubar is going. Fubar is approaching down that side. Lenity's team is all still tucked up together within easy range of each other. Here comes Fubar. Definitely attacking.
Oh, here we go. Bolting side on.
Bang!
Oh,
There we go.
Bolting takes
Made the
a
difference.
shot. There's a boom. Bang shot.
1 minute to go. Now he's backing up.
Lenity's gonna
Somebody's
try
got
to
to
push
come
in.
down that hill.
Yeah, Bolting
Yeah,
gets a
yeah,
shot
there
on
you go.
Hunter Jack. And there goes Hunter Jack.
Yeah, came down.
Oh, and he takes 1580 from the...
Oh,
Big mistake.
that just cost it.
I was
Will cost
telling
Gonna
you,
cost it.
that was the slide of doom right there.
Temptation overcame him.
Now, in Team Destruction, that was not damage dealt by any tank. How does that work?
Well, let's see if what tanks have died though. He's dead.
He's dead.
Yeah.
He's dead, though. Okay. I was just asking. I was just checking.
Yeah, I believe that's
Dead. Oh, Weasel getting them.
Oh,
Taking him out the
wow.
back of the schoolyard there.
What a brilliant ending to a very, very slow, pensive match.
Right.
Bolting trying to get lucky on another E4, and it did not work this time for him. Worked on me though.
Congratulations to Lenny on that first match.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
basically had the most patience.
Mm-hmm.
So in the after-match results, we have wEaseL on 1,000 damage, Fubar on a flat 3,000. It seems he can't fail to get less. Lenity on 2,000, Deadly on 1,200, and Bolton Sun bringing up the rear in that team on 972, and Hunter Jack with a 22. He won't be happy with himself.
I'm telling you, it's not my style of tank, but after this 3-on-3, I'm definitely going to pick myself an E4 up. It's going to be in the works. I'm at the
I agree.
T28.
I'm nowhere on that line.
All
I
right,
never bothered with
prototype. Yeah, I got to the prototype and just put it down, but it's a necessity kind of. It's the super heavy of America.
it. Well, also with the
That's a
potential for the 5v5 tournament. Again, depending on what rules you guys come up with for TDs, an E4's probably going to be in every team, you would think, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, if
needs
you go
to
with
be,
the
yeah.
8s, then I'll keep my T28 prototype. I'll be fine with that.
True. True.
I'm much needed elsewhere in different tanks, so pipe dream.
Well, I would reckon wEaseL will be flicking back to the back chat. I dare say, from a spotting perspective, he can't be too happy with how that match went.
No, yeah, in the 3 versus 3, the high ground sometimes overrated, as we've seen. You know, it's just get bogged down just trying to get your position, and it just takes a couple seconds to just turn the whole tide around, as we see with
Very much
Unjack
so.
there.
Yep.
I was hoping nobody went down that slide, but so they did.
You called it.
Yeah, we called on Jack being the impatient one.
I
Yeah,
can't
we did
help
call
it.
Really,
that
Jack
before.
is good for it.
Yep. He's always going to look for the shot.
Which is what we like most of the time.
Totally, but it also makes him very, very hard to play against because you can't camp if you know Hunter Jack's another team. It's not going to work. So yeah, a very
What's the
big
match?
See if
ending
the
to
tactics
that
are going
first
to
match.
change now.
Oh, definitely. There'll be some head scratching going on.
Just waiting on
Weasel,
confirmation
do the
from
hill.
Lenny.
Don't do the hill.
Weasel doesn't want to get his commentary contract set up yet.
Another shout out, TLP Hokies on the message stream. How's it going, Hokie?
Okie dokie. At the microwave oven.
So,
All right, guys, they're all ready.
So here we go. Do or die for wEaseL's team. Let's just check this selection. E4 for Lenny. Oh, nice. E100 for Deadly and Bolton in the E75.
Weasel.
I think
sticking
Bolton
with
bought
it.
that back. I was unaware that he had an E75 still.
wEaseL stayed with the Wiz.
Mhm.
Definitely have to ask him why he likes that tank on this map in the post-match interview, because that interests me.
Speed.
Mm-hmm. You'd still figure if
That
you're
can
going
be
to
the
put the
only
match anywhere.
explanation.
Speed, but there's too many terrain variations
Yeah.
on this map.
And alpha damage.
Yeah,
The WZ
Yeah.
has the highest alpha damage. Tier 9 heavies.
true.
Well, you do have to remember the E75 has gotten a buff recently to what, 8?
Still,
8
it
degrees?
won't hit 600.
I was talking about the gun depression.
Yeah, the gun depression on the E75 makes it a little. I would take it more than a whiz on this map, but we'll see how it goes. You can see
Okay,
that
so-
he tried to be a little more aggressive this time.
well, he's going.
No,
So
he's
for the
got
stairs. Yep. So is he going? No, he's not. He's camping in the back. Well, Lenny's team is setting up for a camp down in the corner in the kind of traditional camping spot on mines, which is interesting. What's equally interesting is wEaseL's going straight towards it. Now we've seen many a time this camp will fail, but 3v3.
I Jack got spotted.
Spotted.
One guy's right. They're going to get hit on him.
And Lenny's team got spotted, all three of them. So now they know where they're at.
Yep, Hunter Jack was spotted on the opposing team.
Boobs with another big shot.
Did he hit? Yes, he did.
Yeah, he hit deadly.
They might have to give Fubar an accuracy medal.
Yes, and instantaneously, due to the damage rules, that means them guys can't camp now, and that's why I don't like camping in that spot. Because they can sit there now for the next 7 minutes quite happily.
Lenny takes a shot crossing over. Bill can take some shots going over too. Deadly's side down.
Oh, that's risky.
But he's not spotted, so he might get across there. He got
There we
across.
go. The super camo value of U100 shines again.
Right.
Lenny's hermit detected. Oh, he's the one off.
Looks like both teams like their teeth, so they're playing it safe.
Yep. Fubar misses. My bad. Hunter Jack missed. Okay, so for the stream guys who have only seen this from wEaseL's place, Lenny is still dug in. We've just moved down one rock, so to speak, covering the main middle lane. And I wonder if they're going to try and run across. Move that way. He has to do something.
He takes another shot.
Yep.
On a Jack keeping him honest again.
And this is where team destruction rules start to kill you from when you go behind the hill.
Lenny's making a move up.
He has to though. He has no option whatsoever but to go forward. At least the team's going. Yep, they're moving pretty well together to be fair. Oh,
Lenny takes an ammo rack. He fixed his engine
Lenny
already,
does not
so
have a repair.
he should be done if he didn't fix. He fixed his engine. Oh, it takes a big shot from Fubar.
big shot from Fubar. Fubar accuracy is shocking. So on the percentage health, as you can well see, wEaseL's team's at 100%, no damage yet to that team, and Lenny's down to 54% total for the team's health, and with himself a one-shot pretty much to every tank on the opposing team. They are now finally beginning to move all the way around. That's what I thought they would do earlier. I thought they went for that move considerably earlier. I wonder if they're leaving Bolton there just to make them think they're there while they go around. So Lenny's rolls his dice. With enough time to give it a bash. Yeah, that was leading it as well because he has to lead it. That's a tough gig, big ask. Pulls it off, this is going to be a move and a half. Yep, Bolton's just popping up, keeping himself spotted on purpose. That's what that looks like to me.
Looks like he's finally pulling out now, as soon as he's cresting.
2.5 minutes. He has barely time to join that team for a free gun assault. But Fubar is
He'll get one shot at least.
Fubar wrong directed. Is he turning now?
Yeah, he's moving now.
Fubar took an ammo rack. E4 and E4. And I'm happy with that shot.
Still, the element of prize is now lost, and
That's true,
Jack and wEaseL are still tucked in. Now Fubar is back to his defensive posture. Jack takes a shot to the dirt. Deadly pulls up. When Fubar is waiting to unload on somebody here.
I think Lenny's going to send his full health tier 9 up the hill.
Oh, it looks like Lenny is trying to go back again.
Doesn't have the time to do that. Barely has the time to even get there and make that shot. Of course, it's very easy for us to sit in commentary and see that.
Right.
Twitching and playing.
Oh, wEaseL gets a shot on the outside on Deadly. Now, as we saw, the hill didn't really work as well for this team last time, but
this time
high
they
ground
really
is
have
definitely
made it work.
Right.
Yeah. I just
Even when
don't
Lenny
like
comes
that
around,
camping
you won't have a
spot.
shot on.
So many times
Fubar's
I've seen
moving
that
up.
camp fail.
There goes Fubar. Hunter Jack's gonna be waiting for Lenity. I think that's what's going on here.
Hunter Jack's still
Here we go.
facing the other way.
Oh,
I don't think he's gonna see him in time.
And he's going to get one shot.
Yeah.
One shot.
no,
Good
Teddy
shot.
gets another shot.
No.
Now you can.
Oh.
Now you can't see Fubar from
Maybe.
there. It's impossible.
Oh,
No, he
Lenny
misses on
just
Hunter
missed.
Jack.
Weasel's being really passive. He could have easily gone and killed Lenity, Deadly.
He's in the lead.
Well, he has the advantage.
He's in
He
the
has the
lead.
advantage.
Have to. Oh,
There
tank
he
down.
goes. Takes up. That seals the deal.
It does.
This will go to the tiebreaker.
Yeah, it's a good match to watch tactically. I enjoyed watching that one. But I'm verily against that early move that Lenity's tried there. I think that camping spot, I just so rarely see it work.
Instead of going the back corner, if you're gonna play with the reline, you're almost better just to cut it, like drive towards the hill, but just stay down. And go left, right?
Well,
The
to be honest,
speed
in
would
my
have been on his
opinion,
side.
yeah, in my opinion, Joe, if you're going to camp that side, just camp at the base, or where the base would
Yeah.
be. Okay, so
Well, the
post-match
breakdown
numbers.
says it. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, wow. Deadly on 0, Bolt on 0, Lenity with 889, that one great shot on Fubar. But the other team, 1500 almost on wEaseL, 1700 on Hunter Jack, Fubar on 1700. It's a team performance.
Good team performance from wEaseL's team, yes. Staying alive.
Yep, but credit to Lenny for attempting to compensate and correctly moving out of that hole they dug, so I've got to give him kudos for that. A lot of teams would just try to dig in and try and make it better and would have slowly succumbed, so yeah. That was
Right.
about as good as a loss is going to get, in my opinion.
And we have a match.
We have a match. Super tense. Wow, this could be awesome. I wonder if they'll pick any different tanks. Is it Ghost Town again, Joe?
Yeah.
Ghost Town is the tiebreaker. This is where the rubber meets the road. Ghost Town scares the crap out of me now. Like, it just got real. We're going to Ghost Town. Alright, give me 1 second. I'm going to go quiet my
And
system.
answer your question on the comments there, Hokey, yes I have considered running a funk band and I'm going to convince DJ to play for me. Thank you.
Alright, well, we wait for them to ready up. So back to the 5v5, guys. What we plan on doing is putting up an event on our Facebook page. And we know the problem with this is a lot of you guys don't have Facebook out there. But I'm sure a lot of you have friends, and it's just easy to say, hey, I'd like to participate. Could you please go sign me up? Let's not have issues with not knowing about this thing.
Now, we do have the benefit of already run dry run 3v3 here, so we will be a little more streamlined this time around. It really is just
Now,
a
in your
matter
guys'
of getting.
personal opinion, would you like to do the captains again? Or would you like this to be completely random?
I think what we've seen here is that, yeah, we can go completely random. As long as we have some sort of like limit on the number of experienced players on each team. I mean, I'm
That
sure
doesn't
it'll
work, then we have
out.
to make captains.
Right.
Well, I guess your draft style thing that you did last time would potentially work, I guess. I don't know. I guess you can plenty of time to think about how you're going to do that, but you guys can
We would
get,
we would
get your
definitely want
heads
to
around
stream
about it.
that draft pick. That would be an epic hour.
Well, I suggested last time you should try and stream the picks type thing because it looks good.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, I dare say you're I mean, I love a random draw. I've said it before, but at 5v5, maybe you wouldn't want to be random. I would like to see another 3v3 at some point with a completely random draw. Everybody in the hat and go for it, because the 3v3 is so short. No one can really complain. But at 5v5, I don't know. I guess maybe a draft. Certainly what I would recommend beforehand, Joe, in your setup for it, whether you go with the 8s or 10s or whatever, which we do a thing again on the website where we have all the potential players post up their tanks so that people have some prior knowledge, because
you know, Mark, I was going to do that.
Affects who you pick.
It was kind of like a variation of the tank school thing, is just have like a spreadsheet of all the different formats of the different 8s, 9s, 10s, and what kind of tanks are most effective, maybe least effective, just so people have an idea of why we do pick the tanks we do for these things.
Well, tier 8, you're definitely going to see a lot of premium tanks.
Yes.
Oh, correct.
And that's quite acceptable, but same time though, Joe, again, whatever tier you pick, I think it's very important that you decide the maps, because you got the maps for this tournament set very, very early, and that really, really helped people in their tank decisions. So again, whatever maps you decide to run and the method of win, whether it's team destruction, encounter or standard, is very important early, and that would then allow DG's suggestion about what tanks are best for those things to be fired up, because well, he knows his stuff.
Yeah, because some people might want to say, hey, I just got this premium tank, I'll just use this. But the teams that are going to win are going to say, hey, these are the tanks that are going to really dominate. So that'd be a wEaseL going back to his bat chat, and we got E4 and E5. Lenity
very
back
nice.
in his heavy, T57 heavy chieftain, and a tortoise.
Let's just get this on the row.
Wow. Gotta say my money's on wEaseL on that tank setup. I would say that's an advantageous tank setup.
Yeah, so he could definitely keep his mobility up and run to do the wEaseL thing, where he just pops in different places and gets shooting angles. He'll be okay.
I worry about that tortoise pick. All the tanks in the other team can auto-pen that on premium shells.
Correct, yeah. Premium shells really kind of negate the tortoises.
Okay, this is it. Final match.
For all you who haven't seen any other of the Ghost Town encounter maps, this will not come down to damage or kills at the end. It's cap or kill. You gotta kill all three, or you gotta cap it.
That's true.
Why we won't arrive at a clear winner. Did we pick sides for this?
wEaseL chose south.
Okay. So wEaseL takes the traditional south spawn.
Yep. And Lenny's team is pushing towards the middle, all together, or as together as he can be with a tortoise in the team.
wEaseL could get sight lines down that hill where he's climbing up.
He
He'll
loves
be able
that
to
spot.
Yes, he
loves
does.
that spot. At the same time, though, you figure that Lenny would know it because he's played within the comps many a time on exactly that setup.
And plus, he's very far away from the rest of his team.
Which, again, from an aggressive
Planning to get
perspective,
spotted.
Lenny's tanks are at least set up from an aggression perspective very well. Right, okay, so Lenny now knows where two of the other team is and their whole team, so that's Lenny's team all spotted. The battle is centering round about the original spot. One contact made there. Did Tortoise take a little bit of damage? Yes, a little shot. Must have been...
Yeah, they took about 400, 300. Typical
Must have been a
E5
bad
shot, or chieftain
Oh,
shot.
was it an E5, was it? Right, okay.
Might have been an E5 shot. I don't
wEaseL
think
with the bad shot.
wEaseL has... Yeah, wEaseL wasn't getting any shots over there, so he's now moving in.
I've got to
No,
credit
wEaseL
wEasel's
got
other
shot.
two players for being aggressive on that side, because then there's only two of them. If Lenny only knew,
Bolting takes a shot.
and he's singled out, and here comes the back shot. This is going to get very tasty very quickly.
Bolting takes 2 shots. Blocked 1. He blocked that E4, luckily.
Lenny bravely running right through the middle, but he knows where he's going.
Oh, Bolting takes another shot, and here comes...
Deadly backing him up. Oh, this is going to be good.
Oh, Hunter
Here we
Jack
go.
moves. No, they're
All
pushing.
action. Yep, they're pushing, but Lenny's behind them. That's going to give him the fear. Bang! Oh, wow.
3 shots,
We
4
have action.
shots.
And
He holds his
we're
third
gonna get-
shot.
Yep, now he's out of it. In deep trouble.
I think Lenny made the mistake there. He should have went and targeted Hunter Jack. He could have killed him on that clip.
Possibly, but again, it was a very good aggressive move at the same time. And once you go ham, you go ham.
Deadly's having a problem because he's got wEaseL on his side and he has to go help his buddy out. So here you go. And there goes Lenity.
Unlucky. Well, shot, sweet, and brutal.
And this looks like it will be the final straw here. Couple bounces
Ba-bang.
and down
Okay.
goes Fraser.
Well, a fantastic game overall. Great match.
The decisive victory there.
I actually feel a little bit for Lenity's move there because I know exactly what he did, and he did it well, and it just went wrong.
Yep.
It just went wrong.
Yeah, just the timing was a little off on the getting to Bolting and getting help on them, getting on their flank.
And again, we see great consistency from wEaseL's team on a damage perspective. That's 1,500 for the bat chat. 2,000, is that 2,900 again for Hunter Jack? Wow. And a flat 2,000 for Fubar. Fubar will be disappointed with only getting 2,000. That's really destroying his 3,000 average.
Yeah, but he still gets 2 out of 3 kills, so I'm sure he feels good about that too.
1,500 for Lenny. 421 for Deadly and Bolton on 834. And again, Deadly having to go in there and help, and that cost it again. All loaders in short matches, heavies, questionable. Well, a great match to watch.
All right, let's bring these captains in. wEaseL.
Hey guys.
Hey, congratulations. Who are we bringing in? Are we bringing
Thank
Bolting
you,
in,
DJ.
Lenny?
Yeah, and get Lenny in.
Yeah.
Party's open right now, but send the invites.
I'll be right back.
Yes, a very well fought battle from both teams.
Yeah, very
Again,
tactical
guys,
in
I
the
really
both
wish I
matches
could
of
have
mines.
shown the spectator view. That battle being played out with a lot of the game being played without me having Lenity's team spectate or detected for both battles on mines and Ghost Town. Can you give me a quick rundown? I mean, I'm going to go back and watch the stream and hear it from you guys, but I'll never get the opportunity to see it. So give me a quick.
Well, yeah, I'll give the
all
rundown
three
pretty much
battles.
for the sake of it. Again, mines, both battles were quite tactical, but we did our best to communicate where Lenity was moving around for the stream. So in the first match, as you eventually found out, all of Lenity's team eventually headed towards the corner of the town. Eventually did a little bit back and forth, but you guys couldn't really get the gun depression down on top of them and push the advantage of the hill. And Hunter Jack had his little slip off the hill towards the end, which ultimately cost you that game. It was a frenetic end to a slow match. The second one was really good from a tactical perspective to watch. You guys set your stall out and controlled the hill and lots of the angles. I was definitely very impressed the way you moved that team. And then initially, I felt Lenity's camp on that side was a bad move. I never liked that, but that's my personal opinion. But as I said at the end of that game, I've got to give the guy a lot of kudos for attempting to compensate and find his way out of it, which they did really well. And
You did a very
I
good
would say-
job, Lenity.
yeah, it was
Okay.
probably the best loss of an individual match I've watched, because the way that they attempted to compensate really looked good. They moved really well to make more of a bad situation. But
You
And then
had
the
us
third game?
guessing right up until the end, Lenity. If that battle had more time to play out, you had us turning back and forth. You played, as Mark said, you took a hit at the beginning. It put the death match in our favor, but you were commanding your team to the T. We didn't. Each time you popped up, we didn't expect it. Every single time you popped up on the opposite side, we did not expect it.
Well, yeah.
I want to know how
the clever move.
I would like to know why the Tier 9 heavy tank was invisible until it shot me repeatedly.
Which battle?
The one you're talking about, where I commanded my team to a victorious loss.
Oh,
every time you shot me, you were not detected.
I was staying way back on the hill. I was staying way back on the hill. I wasn't the one.
As soon as you shot, you were detected, and I looked where you were every time, and you're only 280 meters away. And I got an E100 looking at you. Oh, whatever.
So when I shot, the bush camo was nullified.
Yeah, very much so.
I'd like to apologize to my team on the first game for diving off the cliff head first.
And so you should.
Well, we're just happy that Hunter made a mistake so we could play 3 matches. Otherwise, thanks for coming out, right?
But good
do you remember?
I was calling out,
like,
please, somebody go down there.
Well
do you guys remember a long time back? We were talking about this last night. Junkie was saying how he shot the lower plate.
Lost you there, Weasel.
Lost you.
Yes, we did.
Oh, darn.
But that was a good match to watch. Unlucky on your heroic charge in the last match as well. I seen the move. I thought that's a good call, but you just couldn't get everybody there at the same time.
Yeah, it was timings.
I couldn't get bolting back, and the
No,
tortoise...
I wasn't.
That's when I had seen bolting. When we seen bolting at their match in
Party
Ghost,
keeps crashing.
I just couldn't believe that that round, my round, the first round, didn't was aimed at the right place.
And I tried to get him to come back, but I couldn't get him back. I had to just go try to help. I mean, it was absolutely nothing I could do.
We seen bolting cut across, so we jumped on him. We figured that was.
I know.
What was
initially,
also
as soon as he saw you, Jack,
Wow.
I said, "Come back," and he couldn't. So we were screwed.
And it was very, very brave of Jack and Fubar to push that side with just the two of them when you didn't know where the third one was. So yeah, it was a good match to watch.
We knew where all 3 were. I watched.
Yeah, you did.
I watched
Weasel, you always know where everybody is, right? So our biggest concern, we talked as a group before we came in to discuss. The biggest thing is
summer grapes.
Who has what tanks. WN8 doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true.
So honest to God, we need to have a certain type of tank, a certain whatever of tank. And that's my only gripe with the entire thing. It's been a lot of fun, guys.
We're going 5-5 next time, so
whatever.
We're
but it's just
5-5 be a little better.
We need to have like a base pool of tanks. I mean, otherwise it's biased for guys that play. Joe.
Well, actually, Lenny, we were talking
DJ,
about that.
Mark, myself. People have so many tanks, but when you're pigeonholed to a Conqueror, or a Tortoise, or an E100, or a Chieftain, what are you supposed to do? You can't counter what you know your team or your enemy is going to have. I know Weasel's going to play. I knew Weasel was going to play the tank he played, but I couldn't counter it because I didn't have anything otherwise.
It's true.
And that's my only gripe.
Right.
It's been a lot of fun. It really has, dude. And the outcomes have been what they are. And we've had a great time, dude. I've got to know Donald and Mike a lot better as players and as friends and as clan members. And I look forward to playing with them more in the future. I hate Bunny just a little bit more, and I hate Weasel just a little bit more now. But I mean, what are you gonna do, right? That's just natural. It's just a natural thing.
Yeah, exactly. Hey Lenny,
how do you spell
Weasel? You guys have run
an
E100 up there?
What's that?
Did you guys have run an E100 also instead of running the 57 on that?
The only other
we were expecting the E100.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna see
the Waffle 100. There's no way.
I'm actually curious to see someone play that.
Oh my god! Why?
Not
so
really
you
that
can
curious.
circle?
Not really that curious. Not really that curious.
Bring your waffle in, get on the cap, ring the bell, let the other 2 tanks do whatever they want, and just let Weasel just get behind you and stuff it wherever he wants. Like, come on, man.
I'm scared of waffles.
Nah,
You're
not,
scared of
not 3 on
waffles.
3.
You get right
No.
behind him.
Waffle, you'd have to be playing
You can't stop.
eight tanks or higher. Certainly 7 on 7 before the waffle comes in, really.
Yeah, at least. It's
At
barely
least,
acceptable
yeah.
in pub matches with 15 players for profanity's sake.
Yes, very much so. I love and hate the waffle. It's great when I'm undetected and I've got all 6 shots, and it's awful as soon as I'm unloaded and detected 10 seconds into the match.
Yeah, so crap move on the second match. We should have just went town again. Because even if we drew out, I don't care, because you guys can play the hill all you want, but if we're in town, the way they changed that map, you can't shoot down. Town's meaningless.
No, you can't.
The hill's meaningless in 3v3
I tried it.
unless we did what we did the second match. So
The funny thing is, that first round, when you guys did go town, we made a decision at the last second. We said, they're going to beat us to hill. They're probably going hill. Do you want to go to the town? We were going to go to the town, and then I called it off like at the last second. It was like right to the last second. I said, no, we're gonna go hill and brawl it out right at the hill. Get it quick, get it done. We're gonna brawl it right there. And we got there, and you weren't there, and we were like, okay. So we almost potentially had a big clash in the town there, but we both made the call at the last second. Or I don't know if you made it at the last second, but
Totally. But
no,
like
we started
say,
that from the beginning.
that game is where it is, but at the same time, for your guys' thoughts towards the 5v5 and some of the things you've discussed there, we do need to make the tank pool more accessible for future from a viewing perspective, because say if I was watching that as just a watcher, I would be saying some of the tanks that we're seeing in certain games are like, why are they playing that?
Why the crap?
Why
are
is
you
that
running
tank?
tanks? Yeah.
Why is that tank on the field?
And look, this is the
From a
first time we
watching
did it.
perspective.
Yeah, and I understand that. It's the first time we've done it. So there's no rule for bad picking tanks. I got a strike, but wEaseL wanted to only change one tank. But again, with the tanks, I couldn't just change one tank because of the tanks that people had available. That's what I'm saying. So we need to adjust the rules a little bit. We also need to look at availability of tanks. So maybe we might have to do a 7-8 tourney, which is just as fun as long as more people have more tanks to draw through, draw from.
Yes, that's what we were thinking of.
Is doing
we've already been hashing that idea up. We have to discuss it all as a.
Because at least premium tanks increase the tank pool, etc. But then, all of that said, sometimes it can also be negative because a lot of guys buy the Type 59 and that's all they've got, and that can be really, really annoying in the same way.
Indeed.
We have to do an assessment. 5v5 is going to happen. It's going to be the next one. We're going to do either the standard 754, 761, it wouldn't be 7, sorry, it'd be 5 and whatever it is. We might do the tier pool method where you get to choose whether you have, in this case we had 2 10s and 1 9. If we were to do it as 5s, it would be 3 and 2, or you could have the choice to go 4 and 1. But the 1 would be a tier 8. You drop one of your 9s down to an 8 and move one of the 9s up to a 10. We're discussing whether we're going to do it that way or if we're going to lock it in as a 3 and 2 format.
Totally, and that's fair play. But I would say from the tank pool thing, you probably might want to be looking at 8s and 7s rather than 9s or 10s, probably for getting more tanks available.
And then it would be a decision whether to have 3 8s and 2 7s, or let the captains have the choice to roll 4 8s and 1 6 instead.
Yeah, I think we need to do like the T54 or the 754 type thing where you can have 2 7s or 1 7 and give the team the option to be able to wiggle with the total points on the team. If you just create the tiering and come up with an amount of points, that's really all that's going to matter. That'll even out easier than 1 9, 2 10s, and you can't have 3 heavies. You know what I mean?
But you'd also need to consider the TD thing and whether you're going encounter or team destruction, etc. I mean, I'm a big fan of encounter over anything else, but that's me. But the team destruction in the CVC has worked fine because you've got an option but to go. Hi, baby. We've just been joined in the stream by my daughter, people, who is supposed to be sleeping.
Yeah, it's after 11 o'clock. You need to go to bed, Armin.
Yeah. Say
All
hi,
right, well,
Lenny.
we're going to wrap this up, and we've got to get ready because we have a very small window of time to
Says
do
hi.
the Arctic versus
All right, I
Touchy
gotta
B
go.
match
Good
tonight.
playing. Good game, guys.
Is that happening now?
Thank
Yeah,
you, Jack.
Thanks for
I'll
coming
let you
out.
know when we schedule next week's match.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you in a bit.
Whoever wants to play, come on over.
Take care, Len. Good games.
Hello, gentlemen.
All right, guys.
Yep.
Take care. Great game.